Hi, welcome to the Online Creators Association's Monday night stream. We're doing news coverage about TikTok. Hi, Clutch Safe. Thanks for coming. Argit will be joining me shortly, but right now I'm just going to get the housekeeping out of the way. I really need to set up the Nightbot thing to do these reminders automatically, but we are on Patreon. If you want to help support these streams, you can support us there. Hey, Argit. We are also on Discord, where you can come and join us in conversation. It's a good place to stay up to date on what's going on with creators. We are very tired and burnt out these days, so Patreon backing would really help because it would alleviate some of the stress of doing a lot of this on a volunteer basis. Oh yeah, and the last thing is we are hosting a series of talks with Arizona State University in just a few weeks now, the end of February and the beginning of March. Those are going to be talks on marginalized communities on TikTok and their experiences on the app. TikTok has hosted panels like that before, but they generally don't go super well because it's hard to talk about the problems with TikTok while TikTok is moderating the panel. So we're hoping to make space for those conversations outside of that kind of supervision. But tonight we're going to be talking about TikTok news stories. And the first one I've got lined up is on Engadget. TikTok joins Instagram in testing creator subscriptions.
Thanks, I hate it, but I don't hate it. Oh, no.
I didn't know Instagram was doing this. Soon after Instagram started rolling out paid subscriptions for creators, TikTok says it may be following suit. The service is exploring a feature that would allow influencers to paywall at least some of the content they share on the app, as the information first reported. TikTok subscriptions are being tested on a limited basis, so you may not see your favorite creators using them anytime soon. The platform didn't provide more details about how the feature works. We're always thinking about new ways to bring value to our community and enrich the TikTok experience, a TikTok spokesperson told Engadget. As with the likes of Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, TikTok allows viewers to send tips to influencers who are enrolled in the Creator Next program. Users can also buy and send virtual gifts to creators. Given its other monetization options and that rival platforms have embraced subscriptions, it's hardly a surprise that TikTok is following that path too. In 2020, TikTok announced a $200 million fund to support creators. We talked about this last week, and Hank talked about this in his video talking about the problems with TikTok's pay, but that fact, the strictly limited cap on the amount of money in the creator fund is a big problem for creators because it means that as more creators make more content and there are more views on the platform, those views become less valuable per unit to each individual creator. So as content creators, as TikTok grows as a platform, content creators make less money as a result. Meta is also spending heavily.
That drives me crazy. That drives me crazy. Like, I'm so bad at math, but like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, it won't be sustainable for very long. Like, that's for sure. They're going to lose a lot of people if they keep that up.
Well, I mean, it's never been sustainable. Mike, we do not know anything about how they determine what number it's going to be every year. I don't know if we even know what the number was in 2021. So the article continues, Meta is also spending heavily on influencers. The company said last year it would invest $1 billion in creators across the likes of Facebook and Instagram by the end of 2022 in the hope of keeping them away from competitors. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said the company won't take a cut of their earnings until at least 2023. Instagram subscriptions are only available to a very small number of creators for now, but there are plans to open up access to others in the coming months.
I don't know that I will ever be able to not laugh when we talk about Meta, so I apologize for that, and also warning for future conversations. It's not you, it's me.
I don't think you need to apologize for Mark Zuckerberg being a joke.
God, yeah. Yeah, that's Anomaly Bones talking about how the social media companies are too busy trying to have like any profit at all ever to worry about sustainability.
See, the problem with that is that content creators need our jobs to be sustainable in order to be able to keep making the content that allows them to make any profit at all. Like, it's not rare for social media companies to fold, and usually when they fold, it's because they can't retain creators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing with this that just kind of blows my mind too, is that the synergy that's supposed to be happening between creators and users and the company to try to keep this whole generator moving forward is ridiculous. Like, how do they keep missing that they're taking an entire cog out of the wheel and expect to keep moving forward?
Yeah, and like the sentence is gone.
Yeah. I inhaled deeply and then my leg was like, boom, pain. Great. So mine's gone too. Oh goodness.
But right, I remember what I was going to say. Is this is TikTok trying to, and this is a lot of platforms trying to push off the responsibility for the company to pay the workers on the platform, the creators, onto the audience. Like, it's not supposed to be the audience's job to pay the creators. It's supposed to be the audience. It's supposed to be the company's job to share the ad revenue.
And like, I wonder if like ultimately that's more so their deciding factor behind all of this is that, well, there are so many opportunities such as Patreon or Fiverr or what have you for in coffee for creators to get any amount of income, and they're like, well, because we can't monitor what that is, then we shouldn't invest that much time ensuring that they're getting any kind of appropriate compensation, let alone compensation at all. Like, if that's what their entire motivation behind this is that they're like, well, if we give them anything, that's better than nothing, and then just stop the train of thought right there. I mean, that honestly explains their thinking to me more than anything else, and I don't like it. But yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, this is still just a pilot program. We don't know where this is going, whether it's going to go anywhere. TikTok's had plenty of pilot programs that just evaporate. Their off-platform streaming has evaporated every single time they've done it, which I'm still salty about.
And yet they try it again.
All right, so the next article I've got, Meta and TikTok remove ads linking ADHD to obesity. Starlight Falls, according to the article, a very small number of users have that feature. So Meta and TikTok have removed ads that appeared to link ADHD to obesity following inquiries from NBC News and Forbes, NBC reported. The ads for the mental health care startup Cerebral ran on Instagram, which is owned by Meta, and TikTok, according to NBC News. One said those who live by impulse eat by impulse, next to an image of a woman close to different types of unhealthy food. The ad said that obesity was 5 times more prevalent in adults with ADHD, the network reported. Advertisers and ad content must follow our community guidelines, advertising guidelines, and terms of service, and content that violates these guidelines will be removed, a TikTok spokesperson told The Hill in a statement when asked about the NBC News. When asked about what the NBC News reported. Separately, Meta spokesperson Stephanie Chan confirmed to NBC News that a different ad from Cerebral that reportedly called GLP-1 agonists used to treat type 2 diabetes, a weight loss wonder drug, were also removed from Facebook.
I'd never heard of that one. I did hear the Cerebral one.
Only Bones, we know nothing about that feature other than the content that was in that Engadget article we just read. We have very little information. TikTok hasn't put out a press release about it. NBC News also reported that another company, Dun, which specializes in ADHD care, also had ads running on social media that experts objected to. One ad that the network saw reportedly implied that ADHD-related symptoms included feeling motivation deficiency or feeling empty. Requests for comment from NBC News were not returned by Dun. Cerebral's chief medical officer... Sorry?
That makes me so angry.
Hmm.
The feeling motivation deficiency, no. Oh my goodness. Anyway.
Cerebral's chief medical officer David Moe told NBC News that an outside firm designs the company's ads, and Cerebral had not approved the ads that link ADHD and obesity.
Of course.
We immediately pulled it and have already come up with a process where I and my clinical team will be reviewing everything that comes through, so nothing like this happens again, Moe told NBC. Yeah, that's a lie.
This is giving BetterHelp vibes right now. Which, if you're not familiar, BetterHelp was not really doing a good job of vetting the people that they hired to be therapists and whatnot on their app. And there was a huge backlash about that because, like, you could just be like, yeah, I'm accredited or whatever. And they'd be like, okay, cool, you're hired. And, like, start giving them patients. And they had nothing at all. This was a couple of years ago, though. But anyway.
As Dr. David Moe noted in the article, we are ensuring that our internal approval processes for marketing materials always includes oversight from the clinical team, Cerebral said in a follow-up statement to The Hill. Cerebral is 100% dedicated to providing everyone access to high-quality mental health care. In a statement, Dunn said that they would be reviewing their advertising standards with their medical team, but defended issuing the ad. The company noted that its medical team reviews all advertisements before they are released. We recognize that ads can leave a lasting impact on customers. As such, we take additional precautions in our communications related to the effects of medication. As we review our advertising standards with the medical team, we will work to ensure clarity for all, Dunn said. Adults with ADHD have historically been underdiagnosed. Adult patients tend to present themselves for a psychiatric evaluation for common concerns such as depression and anxiety, as opposed to ADHD, the company continued. Left untreated, ADHD can present itself as the ad depicts. The ad serves as an entry point for adults to seek care. This article is nauseating.
Yeah, it is, for a lot of reasons. I keep thinking also of these recent discussions, too, on Domestic Blister's page, because she also was really in tune in this whole situation, because a lot of people were asking her about that, too. How to incorporate gentle parenting and gentle, like, self-care when you've got crap like this coming up, you know, as an advertisement for help. And it's so hard to look at that information and not immediately feel invalidated, because clearly a person who does not struggle being neurodivergent like all of us, you know, it's frustrating also that Dunn said that somebody did review it, but who was that someone? Like, was it a department? Was it a department head? Was it a person who is even neurodivergent? It's really disappointing that they didn't, like, I mean, I understand maybe not giving the person's name, but like they didn't clarify the thought process that went into green lighting that. And then I do appreciate that the other place that just went out of my head did take the time to say that we take responsibility for this and we're going to try to do better in the future. Oops. Like,
I mean,
that
they sort of said they were going to take responsibility for it. Anomaly Bones, the company that said that was the one who was not the one that said that people with ADHD are likely to be obese. It was the one that said that people with ADHD are empty inside.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, yeah, people have talked so many times about how sometimes having a snack is a form of stimming, and it's not, it's a different kind of process to try to acknowledge all of that, and it just drives me. Anyway, I could get really grumpy about this, but I don't think I should.
I mean, if you've got stuff to say, that gives me a minute to get the next article queued up.
Okay. I have something off topic to talk about for just the hottest of seconds. So I found out yesterday, I went out to lunch, and it was at Sugar River Pizza here in the area. And they do this yummy kind of gourmet pizza. And I don't know what it is, but my cats, this one especially, stole a freaking slice of pizza like out of the box. And I'm like, is it the chicken? Is it the bacon? Is it the ranch? I don't understand.
Anyway. I would guess, based on the species of the animal that stole it, that it would be the meat.
Yeah. Like, part of me thinks it's chicken, but like I give them chicken like all the time, but not fresh baked chicken. Apparently, maybe I should like look into that just to get, if that's what it takes to get you off my back, I will find you some chicken.
All right. Next article. TikTok named world's fastest growing brand by Brand Finance Global 500 2022 report.
I honestly,
TikTok is not sharing revenue with creators, which is a serious issue and results in TikTok creators doing worse the more TikTok grows.
Yeah.
So TikTok being the fastest growing brand means that it is the fastest converging on being unable to support the creators that make content on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
All right. TikTok has been named the world's fastest growing brand by a new report published today, January 26th, so a few days ago. With an astounding 215% growth, TikTok's brand value has increased from $18.7 billion in 2021 to $59 billion this year. Claiming 18th spot among the world's top 500 most valuable brands is the highest new entrant to the Brand Finance Global 500 2022 ranking. Every year, leading brand valuation consultancy Brand Finance puts together 5,000 of the biggest brands to the test and publishes nearly 100 reports ranking brands across all sectors and countries. The world's top 500 most valuable and strongest brands are included in the annual Brand Finance Global 500 ranking, now in its 16th year. And the United States' top 500 most valuable and strongest brands are included in the Brand Finance US 500 ranking. With COVID-19 restrictions still in effect across the globe throughout 2021, digital entertainment, social media, and streaming services saw continued growth, and TikTok's rise is a testament to how the media industry is evolving. Media consumption. Why is this whole paragraph italics?
It's a quote.
Yeah, but like it's in quotation marks. Like,
yeah, but they're fancy quotes apparently. Gotta read it in an English accent.
This is like constructed in line as though it were an entirely normal paragraph that is just part of the body of the article. and it's just in italics.
Honestly, I think it's just one of those stupid article attention grabbing gimmicks so that just in case somebody got bored, if it's in italics, it's probably the only thing a person scrolling through fast is going to read.
It's not even like a good, because like italics are harder to read, and there's nothing else wrong. Like if it's a pull quote, throw some lines around it or something. Put it in bold.
I
Change
agree.
the font size.
I agree. Do that thing where the first letter is like gigantic and then the rest of it's smaller.
God, I hate that thing so much.
I do too, but it's apparently what the people want. Sorry.
Media consumption has increased throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, but what is more, the way we consume it has irrevocably changed. TikTok's meteoric growth is the proof in the pudding. The brand has gone from relative obscurity to internationally renowned in just a few years and shows no signs of slowing down, said David Haig, chairman and CEO of Brand Finance. Like the word "said" is there. The only thing that like if it were a pull quote, they would just have the dash. But like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump ahead to the next italic section.
Yes.
Apple commands an amazing level of brand loyalty, largely thanks to its reputation for quality and innovation. Decades of hard work put into perfecting the brand have seen Apple become a cultural phenomenon, which allows it to not only compete but thrive in a huge number of markets, added David Haig. That's just continue. Like that's.
I was just going to say you're going to be more mad because it's the same guy.
Article.
Oh no! I need to stop laughing.
I'm sorry. I know that this is not what any of you are here for, but I'm so fucking mad at this website for their formatting decisions.
Should we just like say frick it and go? That works too. Actually, what happens underneath it? Because the media brands for the top 3 include Snapchat and the Kakao, the Korean version of it, and Apple.
The South Korean internet brand Kakao, which it doesn't say anything here about what Kakao is. It just.
Oh, I was assuming that they're saying that like Kakao is a brand of, or the other, like a name for Snapchat. It kind of like how TikTok is called Douyin in China.
Right, it's called Douyin in China, but it's called TikTok everywhere else in the world.
I was thinking that Kakao, yeah.
I think that Kakao is just a distinct service that exists in South Korea. So Apple holds the record spot. The tech giant's success historically lied in honing its core brand positioning, but its more recent growth can be attributed to the company's recognition that its brand can be applied effectively to a much broader range of services, such as Apple Pay and Apple TV.
Yep, and skip the doom. Skip the doom paragraph with the italics because we already read it.
Yeah. Amazon and Google also saw growth. Tech remains the most valuable industry. Retail continues to thrive. I don't think that we care about anything else in here.
Hey, look, now I know who to send your feedback to about their. Oh God, I need to stop laughing.
Hey, hang on, I just saw something. Okay, so this article is about the work of the company Brand Finance. Right? This is the author of the article. I regret bothering to pick this one. This is just a press release.
Actually, once again, I think that's why they put those couple of paragraphs in italics so that if they send it off to the whole company, like on blast, they can say, check out our quote in italics, and just, that's it. I've seen it before. It's so stupid.
Yeah, yes. That's newspapers on the internet. I worked at a newspaper in the mid-2010s. I started as an intern, and they gave me the shittiest computer at the company, and I ultimately made them get IT to give me a new computer because the one they gave me was like shitty enough that it could not load the website of the newspaper.
Oh no!
Which, like, the website was like unconscionably overloaded with ads, but also like other journalists computers could access it.
Windows Vista.
No, this was running, I think, XP.
95. Okay. Even better. Oh, man.
All right, so this is a fun one. We've got a mini Trump scenario. Texas Governor Greg Abbott wants to shut down the social media site TikTok. He says it's being used by the cartels to facilitate the smuggling of illegal immigrants. He says state troopers have seen a string of posts on TikTok where cartels are offering big bucks to those who help move migrants into the country. DPS Director Steve McCraw says they're catching kids from across the state who come to South Texas and work as drivers. Governor Greg Abbott says cartels are using the social media site to recruit kids to be their drivers and help smuggle illegal immigrants. Governor Greg Abbott says there is precedent pointing to the legal action that took down the website Backpage for facilitating prostitution.
I don't doubt that this is happening, but at the same time,
this is an entirely vacuous and empty threat.
That, but also, how is this the first time that we would be hearing about this? Like, especially having our fingers on the pulse of all things Toka, of all the nefarious news stories out there. How would this be the first time that we're hearing about this children being recruited on TikTok for immigrant smuggling ring? Or is it just really that specific to Texas?
I mean, I'm going to go with none of us are Republicans. Very few Toka members are conservative. Like, we're not on the side of TikTok where people are going to be worried about this. We're not teenagers in Texas.
I've never heard of this, though.
You're not the target audience for those recruitment campaigns. This might be bullshit. It might be an outright lie. State troopers have been known to misrepresent reality from time to time. But like, assuming it is true, there's still plenty of reason we wouldn't have heard it. Not least of which, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's not important. It's not an issue that we need to worry about. Like,
oh gosh,
jobs on TikTok.
Right. Like, I know it's not our job to moderate the app. Like, some days I wish, but like, of all the various things, like, because like I immediately heard about when they were saying that or that faked school shooting scenario on TikTok looks like, I heard about that immediately too. Mm-hmm. And just because I do still follow a couple of news people and a couple of pundit type people, I still, like, if you like, I'm just surprised that this is the first time that I've heard of anything like this. Like, is it new? Is this something that just picked up this year too? Like, I'm curious, but I'm super doubtful that this is any kind of legitimate or who's going to actually resolve anything.
I also, like, when I'm picking the stories for this stream, I skip over the moral panic stories. So, like, if there have been 15 articles in the last year about people in Texas worried about the cartels recruiting their kids on TikTok, I haven't pulled any of them or read those articles. I only pulled this one because the governor of Texas is trying to threaten TikTok. Like, I love it. I just don't think it's worth bothering to read the moral panic articles that aren't actually about TikTok. Because, like, it's not helpful to Toka members. It's not really helpful to us doing our jobs.
People. Is there more to the article too? I wonder, because
Nope.
Okay, that's it. That's the whole story.
Yeah.
On air now, Ben Shapiro. Oh God. My friend got on Ben Shapiro's radar.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I don't know that I should really talk about it, but yeah, it was. Yeah, because wasn't it Wayfair was being a target of like human trafficking or child trafficking, something like that, because they would have certain items on their website that were for sale for like a ridiculous amount overpriced of what you would expect to see, and like a storage cabinet, and the storage cabinet was like filled with a human person apparently, and that's how they were trafficking people.
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry. That's what the Texas story is reminding me of. It's like a couple of years ago, Wayfair was being accused of being like a
So you're
used
just
as a conduit for human trafficking, whether it was children or women
right.
or what have you. But they would have certain like cabinets and stuff that like would normally be in the couple of $100s range,
I
but
mean,
they'd be selling for a couple of thousand, because you're not actually really buying it for the cabinet. You'd be buying it for a person is going to be coming along with the cabinet.
to be clear, the Wayfair thing was a conspiracy theory that has been like very widely discredited.
It has? Oh,
like,
good, because I never heard about it after I heard about that story.
yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
the specific children that the conspiracy claimed Wayfair was trafficking are all accounted for and have like safe and like are
Okay.
annoyed about people continuing to like tell everyone that they've been trafficked. Wayfair, the reason that the cabinets were uppriced like that was just because of like automatic systems sometimes glitching out and raising the price on a thing. And Wayfair often gives their shit human names in the same way that like IKEA is known for giving things weird names. Like it's
Yes.
just like it was literally nothing. It's just it was in the QAnon sphere of conspiracy theories.
Totally
Like
makes sense. I'm
it's
really bad at following up again. And I hope that's also, that story is also what was on my mind, because that's kind of what I'm expecting to see come out of this situation. It's just kind of like, if it's real, like there should be some amount of evidence that it's going to be all over the news and not just in this one paragraph article.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, the numbers were weirdly high for the items that were being sold. They were weirdly low for if you are buying a person. All right, so this is a very annoying thing. We've got this very interesting looking article. How TikTok, Twitter, and Snap are upgrading ad tools to help drive brand sales. Definitely something we should be checking out. It is on Adage, and we are out of articles on Adage, so we can't check that one out today.
Wow, rude.
Which is another good time to remind our viewers that we have a Patreon that we use to cover things like the administrative overhead costs for Toka. If we start hitting our Patreon goals, then we might be able to look into things like having subscriptions to the publications that we check regularly. Like generally, we get like 2 Ad Age articles and 2 New York Times articles a month, and then we are out and can't continue covering how Ad Age or the New York Times are covering TikTok, which is kind of a problem because they do some of the most significant coverage of TikTok. But yeah, the article title is How TikTok, Twitter, and Snap Are Upgrading Ad Tools to Help Drive Brand Sales.
Are they trying to actually change the name of Snapchat to just Snap?
I haven't.
Or is this just a stylistic choice?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So after all that, we've got a couple of TikTok newsroom posts. Let's see.
What's the news? There's nothing to see here.
Well, we've got 2 Remembrance Day or 2 holiday statements.
Oh, yeah.
They put out a statement for Holocaust Remembrance Day, a statement for Data Privacy Day, and then celebrating hashtag Black TikTok. announcing the events they've got coming up in February for Black creators. TikTok, in the past couple of years, has notably had centered Black creators for certain events, and then completely dropped them and ended communications with them, and not followed up on any of the things that they talked about needing. Don't know how they're going to handle it this year. And I don't super want to speak to the experience of Black creators on TikTok as a white person on TikTok. But yeah, they got a bunch of events coming up.
I'm always like, I'm cautiously optimistic about this every single year, and I'm completely with you because
we always want them not to
go
screw
out of
it.
my realm. I wish.
It's always the hope that they don't screw this stuff up, but it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah.
But yeah, the creators they're highlighting in the article are art by Marcus Sean, Culture Unfiltered, Emmanuel DeVerno, Grace Africa, I'm a Roll With It, Kiki Janaja, Megan
Mega Godfrey.
Mega Godfrey. Thank you.
Yeah.
Samba Films, The Mom Trotter, The Sweet Impact, Tony Weaver Jr., and it's AK. Anomaly Bones, the methods that I know don't work on places like Adhd anymore. They also say that they're going to be spotlighting Black-owned businesses.
Oh, they do have a couple names in there.
Sorry?
Of businesses.
Our goal is to help.
Monte Moore of Amp Beauty in Los Angeles, Sarah Brima, so sorry for pronunciations, of Love You Cookie in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Kadisha Phillips of Cecilia's House in Rochester, New York. In Houston, Texas, Harris uses TikTok to share her love for home decor and give customers an inside look to her business, Pops of Color Home. And in Detroit, Michigan, Day Palmer quit his 9-to-5 job as a cable technician and turned his passion for car detailing into a thriving business after finding a supportive community on TikTok. That is incredible. I don't detail my car, but I love let's talk about one of those weird niches on TikTok that like I wouldn't have seen myself consuming this content prior to TikTok. But every time a car detailing, I have to go check out their page now for sure. But every time a car detailing comes across my FYP, I stop.
I don't know what car detailing is.
Oh, it's a fancy word for cleaning your nasty old car so that it looks like brand new again. Because you really get out and into the fine details of cleaning it. Sometimes it even involves, and this is the part that I find so interesting too, like how, depending on the filth level of your car, they take out all the seats and whatnot too, to like completely steam clean the carpets and whatnot. And I'm just kind of like, I would never have ever in my life, even prior to having injured myself, had the energy to like do that. I think that's part of the reason why I find it so impressive. Like you just tore this whole ass car apart and then just cleaned every tiny little nook and cranny, and then you put it all back together again. And because I think that's also why it seems like literal magic to me, because me and my dyscalculia brain could never remember the order of operations to reassemble it. Like if I took it apart, it would just be forever broken unless I had somebody else come in and put it back together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's worth noting in here also, as part of our commitment to the continued growth of this community on TikTok, we launched Support Black Businesses, a training series that gives Black entrepreneurs and small business owners access to a support network and mentors to help them grow their business. We don't know anything about how that program has gone. I would be very interested to hear if anyone here has been involved in that program or knows anyone who has. Please let them know. I'd love to talk to them. Love to find out how TikTok is performing in that regard. And applications for the 2022 cohort will open up, quote, soon. And here's the 2021 cohort.
That's a lot.
Mm. I've added some stickers for the Black TikTok hashtag. Black music, sounds that move culture. At TikTok, we're proud to do our part to shine a spotlight on Black music and artists of all disciplines to help give thanks for the joy and solace their art brings us all. During Black History Month and beyond, we celebrate Black music and musicians on the platform who are always at the vanguard of new trends. Check out our sounds page for special guest playlists throughout February, finding artists like Timbaland, Victoria Monet, Aluna, Pierre Bjorn, and Nisha. Tap in with the hashtag Black Music to join the celebration and discover music across genre-busting, chart-breaking hits from Lil Nas X or 24K Golden to soulful R&B from artists like Givon or Amare, and rock music for contemporaries like Willow or legends like Chuck Berry. Check out the tag Hip Hop to view clips of live performances and enjoy the music of rap stars like Megan Thee Stallion, Gunna, Corey LeRae, Saucy Santana, and many others. And finally, Black TikTok Live. Kicking off February 4th, TikTok will host a variety of themed lives and programming each week, highlighting Black creators, musicians, businesses, and organizations celebrating those who are making an impact on the entertainment industry and their community. I am guessing that this is on the TikTok account.
Well, it says exclusively on TikTok Live, so that could be
right. TikTok Live is TikTok's live feature.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say what account is going live.
Because if they're doing the same thing that they were doing before, they do like a notification site-wide, and then I think it's the creator on their own account doing the thing, unless they do, like you mentioned, there's that other TikTok account that they can like tap into. What did I forgot their name. I went to one of those live concerts where they were experimenting apparently with the more you like tapped likes or something or did voting, it would speed up the tempo of the music. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, because I did not like live, but I was interested in that feature, so I watched it. So what was supposed to be a 30-minute concert was about 15 minutes because everybody was just tapping the crap out of everything.
That sounds
went so fast. You know, I think it was the weekend. I'm so bad. And it didn't like make it incomprehensibly fast. It would just like speed up the tempo from, you know, like 75 to like 95 or something like, you know, so like, again, you're still within like a doable range, but anyway.
So Anomaly Bones found that article on archive.org for us and says the TikTok ad feature discussed in the Ad Age article is a feature that preloads the page ads on TikTok are linking to, so fewer people are turned off by long load times, mostly just quoting a TikTok blog post from, quote, earlier this week.
Okay. Thank you. Oh.
Yeah, so there is a lot of stuff coming this month for content surrounding Black creators on TikTok. Again, we have talks coming up with marginalized creators on TikTok. One of the talks we're doing is the Experience Black creators on TikTok, coming up at the end of February and the beginning of March. I just dropped a link to those in chat. And that covers everything that I have queued up. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about? during this stream.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else newsworthy that's like come up this week about pretty much anything other than like, yes, everybody is still like getting not great views pretty much across the board.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's
So
actually
like
worth noting is we have been seeing some performance issues on the app. The kind of thing that makes us think that it's probably they're probably rolling out a big update or something. Just the sort of issues like everybody's videos getting held for hours at a time before getting any views. People seeing like just weird interactions. We had a couple of creators recently receive permanent bans, but their accounts stayed up, and then in like a day or two, the ban went away, which is a really horrific glitch. But
it drives me crazy.
yeah, if you're having a bad time on TikTok right now, there is a good chance it's just because the app is a mess and they don't know how to update it. But yeah, I think that if that's everything, I am going to call the stream here because we are kind of...
Oh, the one other thing was the privacy setting that people have talked about. I have seen 3 separate videos plus at least 2 conversations in the Discord about like your privacy settings. If you go into the settings and privacy, and then because you can like kick off people who you have like friended on Facebook or who are in your contacts. They turn some of that on for some people at some point. So in a way it's old news, but it's also new news again, because I'm not sure if this means that this was applied to some accounts, but not all accounts. And now it's like retroactively being applied to some additional accounts as well. And
Right.
I'm trying to...
So yeah, if you're not sure about your privacy settings or if you haven't checked them in a while, it's always worth going back in and rechecking them. TikTok, it's not good at that. And we don't have necessarily solid evidence that they actually change your settings on you, but we have some evidence that that might be a thing that happens, or they might just have like weird permissions things that lead people to agree to things they didn't intend to agree to. But yeah, go back and check your privacy settings.
That's what it is. Under privacy, and then the sync contacts and Facebook friends, it's on that page that I think just I am hoping it was just an oversight on their behalf that they unintentionally opted everybody in, because that's definitely something that people should be opted out of, and you should have to opt into, but they did it the opposite way for whatever
They've
reason.
got a notification that pops up every once in a while if you haven't opted into that, reminding you that it's a thing you can do and asking you if you want to opt into it. My guess would be that the people who found that they are opted into it just like tried to dismiss that without really reading it at some point, and the way they dismissed it was by hitting OK. But yeah, no, that's an easy thing to do. So if you aren't sure, check your privacy settings.
Perfect.
But yeah, again, you can find us on Discord in the link in the chat, where you can join the conversation with us about stuff like that. Like conversations happen there between creators about weird things that are happening on the app. It's a good place to get to stay up to date on the weird, buggy, strange things that go on TikTok that don't last long enough for it to be worth hanging on to for a news report. Yeah, if you have at least 1,000 followers and you're over 18, you are welcome to join us and get signed up as a comrade. We are also on Patreon. This is the only source of revenue we have coming in. We don't charge dues as an organization, but we do have operating costs, and anybody who can support, we really appreciate that support. Yeah, I think that is everything. I am going to call a live because we are out of material to go over. Thanks, everyone. Good night.